Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me for my Countdown to Christmas series. Now today I'm going to be making a card using a stamp set from my stash. It's an older one and I'm pretty sure it's retired. But it is so cute. It is from Your Next Stamp and it's called Christmas Owl. I love that he's dressed up like a little reindeer in a tree. So we're going to make a card using that stamp set. We're going to jump in and I'm going to start off by stamping the image of our little reindeer owl on a piece of Bristol smooth cardstock. I'm using my mini Misty here and then some Memento Tuxedo black ink. I'm going to color these little guy in with my alcohol marker, so this ink works really great for that. Although I did order with the Black Friday sale, a lot of Black Friday sales out there, oh my goodness, but I ordered the Simon Says Stamp black ink. I want to give that a try. So that should be coming in the mail pretty soon. But anyway, I stamped my image and we're just going to zoom in and I'm going to color it in. I'm going to play some music while I color him in. And I will catch you back as soon as I'm done with the coloring. Okay, I have all my coloring done. Okay, now you can see I stamped another one of those little owls. I figured it'd be fun to create a 3D little reindeer owl. So I fussy cut him out all the way to the edge. I didn't leave any white border. And just to clean him up a little bit, I went around the edges of him with my black alcohol marker. So I'm going to flip him over and add some dimensional adhesive behind there. And then we'll set him aside. But you can see I also grabbed my masking paper and I cut out a mask using that same stamp. And I did leave a little bit of a white edge around it. It was easier for me to cut out since, well, it looked like it was hard to cut out, but actually it was pretty easy. But those bulb strings are just lines, so I left a little bit of a white border. I'm using Inkadikadoo's masking paper. It's my favorite, my go-to masking paper. Now I'm just going to take my mask and place it right over the top of my stamped image here. Now the reason I used a Strathmore Bristol smooth cardstock was because we're going to be doing some distressing over the top of that with some distressings. I have Candied Apple, Wild Honey, Vintage, Worn Lipstick. I'm going in with Worn Lipstick first here. And then I'm going to go in with some Wild Honey. And then I'm going to go over the top of that with some Candied Apple and then finish off the bottom part with my fossilized amber. How about that? I got all the colors in there for you. But I wanted to create a warm background. I was going to reach for my blues and then decided now I'm going to change it up a little bit and make it a warm background. So there's my warm background scene. I just added a little bit of water to it. So I have some white peeking out behind my scene here. Now these dies are from Lawn Fawn. They are the fancy folded banner dies. I'm going to use one of these to create my sentiment. For the sentiment, I'm going to use the sentiment that says "Just Call Me Rudolph," which is so sweet. And this banner does have a little bit of a curve. So when I placed my sentiment on my block, I created a little bit of a curve. The nice thing about these banners are they're dimensional. So you can fold, it creates score lines that you can fold. So I'll leave a link below to where you can check those out as well. Now here's where I'm trying to create my little sway, I wanted the sentiment to be the same curve as my banner. Now I masked off the first part of the sentiment and I went in with my wild honey, and then I'm just going to go over the very top part of the Rudolph with candied apple. I wanted to create a gradient for the Rudolph sentiment. Gradient of colors, and oxide inks work great for that. And then for the first part of my sentiment, this is Just Call Me, I'm just going in with my VersaFine ink. And this was pretty easy to do. There was no, the words were pretty spaced apart there. And I'm just going to stamp it in the center of my banner there. There we have our colorful little sentiment. Okay, we're going to set that aside. I'm going to fold in our little edges there. Now, also from my stash, I have these scallop frame dies. These are from Pretty Pink Posh. Love these dies. The scallop is on the inside of the frame, which is nice. So I cut out my panel. And I originally was going to just pop this panel up, flip it over, and pop it up. But it was a little bit too warm for me. I didn't like it. So I'll save that panel for another card. And so I cut out another panel with white cardstock here, and I did add foam tape behind there. Now we're going to carefully, I'm going to add my panel to a piece of white cardstock. I wanted a nicer backing on it. You could skip this step and just put this on your card base, but for me it's just easier. Once I have that taped down, I'll remove my mask. Now once I added the water droplets to my panel, it saturated my masking paper, so it made it a little bit tough to remove. But we got it off there. But you can see there's a little bit of a white border around it, and it really makes my little scene stand out. Really makes it pop. Love that look. And I'm going to remove the adhesive off of my foam tape behind my frame. Okay, I'm going to place that directly on top of my panel there. I'm going to line up my scallop edges so that they match up perfect. Okay, I'm just going to take my scissors and just clean up the edges, trim them down a little bit. Okay, now for the sentiment, all I do is take my dimensional adhesive and go over. I secure the folded score lines with dimensional adhesive, and then I'm going to remove the backing and place that. If you can see on my little scene there that the bottom of the tree has a little bit of a hill, and this banner has that almost the same exact heel curve, so I'm just going to match it up and place it right on the bottom. Okay, I want to remove the backing off of my little owl and place him on top of the stamped owl on my panel here. Lovely, so now we have a little bit of dimension. So cute, love that little guy. Okay, what are we going to do next? We're going to adhere this to our card base. My card base is 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch. It's a top folding card. And I ran out of my tape runner. Got to grab another one. I'm going to place that right in the center. Usually all of my cards are standard A2 size cards. That's my go-to card size. So there's my almost finished card. I'm going to use this. This is a Martha Stewart snowflake punch. Love this thing. I broke it out. It's neat because it has 3 different kind of snowflakes that coordinate with the punch, but I'm not going to stamp any of the snowflakes. I'm just going to use white cardstock and punch 3 of them out. I'm going to add a little bit more white on my background. And this is an older punch, but the snowflakes in it are really pretty. I'm just going to add some dimensional adhesive to the centers of my snowflakes and arrange them on my card base. Lovely. Now, my polka dots on my scarf weren't standing out, so I'm going to take my white gel pen, and you would be amazed what one little dot of white will do. I added them to the pink dots on my scarf, and boy, it just made them poof, puff, just made the color just stand out. So, might want to try that out. Love that. And then to give my ornaments a little bit of sparkle, I'm going to go in with my Stardust pen. This is from Jelly Roll. It's a very concentrated silver ink. I'm going over the strings on the ornaments. It's hard to tell here, but they're tied to the tree with a little bow. So I went over the bow and then the string with my little shimmer pen there. My Stardust Jelly Roll pen. And then these are sparkling clear confetti mix from Pretty Pink Posh. Love these sequins. Well, they're not really sequins because they don't have a hole in them, but they're really pretty and shiny. I'm going to add the largest ones to the center of my snowflakes, and then I'm going to add a couple here and there around my card. For an added touch, I'm going to go in with glossy accents over the owl's eyes in my ornaments. And that's it. That's my card for today. Something a little different. I think any color background would be really cute with a card like this. Thanks so much for stopping by, guys. Let me know what you think. Leave me a comment below. Hit that thumbs up. And if you're new and want to see more, hit that subscribe button. Have a great day, and we will see you again real soon. Bye-bye, guys.